We are
so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we
are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday.
And we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
I want a drink.
And I want this free. And I want this awesome ATV. I can't get enough
of winning free stuff.
Casey's just gave me these, 'cause we won the Casey's sweepstakes, the Summer of Freedom sweepstakes.
Shop with Casey's Rewards for a chance to win free pizza, gas, and getaways all summer long.
We won the Casey's sweepstakes, the Summer of Freedom sweepstakes.
Here in the heartland, at the heart of everything cool, Greater Des Moines is more than its features. It's a feeling. A feeling of discovery and wonder everywhere you turn. Catch what you've been missing. Des Moines, the S's are silent, our city is booming.
Sometimes people who seem to know everything.
Dental insurance costs a fortune and it covers nothing.
Don't. For instance, personal plans from Delta Dental cut the cost of many procedures in half. So be careful what you hear.
How important are teeth anyway?
Get the facts. Contact Delta Dental about saving with personal dental plans today.
Good afternoon and welcome to the county soccer complex. You can't say soccer and county, mix them up there. Here at the Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau and the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. We're moving to Class 2A quarterfinals. This matchup here will be number 2 Waverly-Shell at 16-1, taking on North Scott at 12-5, the number 7 seed here, North Scott. And let's take a look at how these two got here, the road to state for these two teams. For North Scott, they were the Region 7 champion, defeating Mount Vernon. They've won 6 straight games. Kendall Kinsley with 13 goals and 8 assists. For Waverly-Shell, the Region 6 champion, defeated Independence. Their only loss is to DCG, 1-0 on April 2nd. They won 16 straight since that loss to Dallas Center Grimes. Macy Smith, 26 goals. Anna Stromberg, 21 goals and 13 assists on the season for the Waverly-Shell Go Hawks as they look to square off here in the 2A matchup, and a little bit sunnier than it was when we started the morning games here as the sun has come out, and the breeze has picked up a little bit, but definitely a day where you're going to need your sunscreen. Waverly-Shell, of course, is defending 2A champions, and they return for the 8th consecutive season here to the state tournament, and they'll be playing today in this matchup against North Scott, and North Scott has a history too of also being here at the state tournament. And we're winding down the clock here. We'll be ready for our starting lineups and everything here, and then Eric Zamora is going to sit in and take over play-by-play here on a sunny day at Des Moines County Stadium. Let's take a break. We'll be back with more after this on the Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we
are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday.
And we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
I hear you're looking for a great college where you can get an affordable education. SWIC is the place for you.
I appreciate the personalized attention.
And I've gotten to meet people from all around the world.
The SWIC student housing is incredible.
I like SWIC's hands-on training.
And I'll start my career in 2 years.
I can schedule my classes online or face-to-face.
SWIC feels like a community, like family,
like home. SWIC is a place for you.
It's a great day for soccer here in Des Moines, Iowa. My name is Eric Zamora, and we are about ready for tonight's quarterfinal matchup, or I should say this afternoon's Waverly-Shell comes in with a record of 16-1. North Scott is the 7 seed in the Class 2A pairings. They come in with a record of 12-5, and the winner of this game will move on to just shy of a matchup 48 hours later. It'll be moved up 15 minutes in the day at 12:45 on Thursday, back here in Field 6, and they will take on the winner of the 3-6 matchup, which is Norwalk and Lewis Central. We will now listen in to the PA announcer and the starting lineups between North Scott and Waverly-Shell.
Between the Lancers from North Scott and the Gohawks from Waverly-Shell. Let's meet the teams. First, the non-starters for the visiting team, North Scott. Number 0, Kaylin Carlson Ross. Number 2, Kennedy Thiessen. Number 3, Callie Johnson. Number 9, Adeline Finicum. Number 10, Paige Kopp. Number 12, Ellie Scott. Number 13, Tabitha Skiles. Number 14, Ava Holscher. Number 15, Hattie Hagedorn. Number 20, Delaney Fitzgibbon. Number 24, Anna Ruth. Assistant coaches, Javi Sanchez and Eric Heiding. Now the non-starters for the home team, Waverly-Shell. Number 4, Jaylynn Kent. Number 5, Natalie Berman. Number 8, Amelia Abbott. Number 11, Lillian Stowe. Number 14, Emma Smith. Number 15, Kaylee Herval. Number 16, Cameron Umtham. Number 17, Addie Jewell. Number 20, Amber Hoff. Number 013, Kennedy Weichers. Number 00, Caitlin Aguna. Assistant coaches, Danielle Seehusen, Corinne Hyman, and Zoe Campbell. Now let's meet the starters for North Scott. Number 1, Natalie Nepper. Number 4, Bella Warm. Number 5, Sophie Solis. Number 6, Reese Hilsenbeck. Number 8, Georgia Brunken. Number 11, Brooklyn Bullock. Number 17, Kennedy Nicely. Number 19, Casey Johnson. Number 21, Bailey Arbogast. Number 22, Lexi Ward. Number 23, Kenna McGee. Head coach, Dion Ayers. And now your starters for Waverly-Shell. Number 2, Morgan Akey. Number 3, Gabby Baumhover. Number 6, Annika Behrens. Number 7, Sydney Wiedemann. Number 9, Gracie Abbott. Number 10, Anna Stromberg. Number 12, Lindsay Overman. Number 18, Macy Smith. Number 19, Linnea Beckstrom. Number 23, Allie Seegers. And number 00, Caitlin Aguna. Head coach, Scott Shera. Officials for today's game. The referee, Rich Boyett. First assistant referee, Emily Phillips. Second assistant referee, Millie Phillips. Fourth official, Toby White. Good luck to both teams, and let's play some championship soccer.
And before we begin today's game, we'd like to once again thank Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, for their support. The Iowa Farm Bureau has an office located in each county across Iowa's 99 counties, and we'd like to thank the offices listed on your screen for their support of the two teams playing in our game today. Thank you, Iowa Farm Bureau, for supporting the IGHSAU and the Iowa Girl. The officials in today's game wearing pink, and the two teams adorned in the North Scott Lancers in white. They go by scarlet as their red with silver as their other official color, and they will kick off. They are going from left to right on your screen. The Waverly-Shell Rock Go Hawks in their black jerseys with white numerals. And we'll have an early throw-in that will move the ball down the line. The Waverly-Shell Rock squad will quickly kick it out of bounds. A little bit of a difference here if anybody is a little more familiar with the European style. As a Air Force brat, I grew up watching and playing. We count downwards, not upwards. So if you're confused by that, we start out with 2 40-minute halves on the clock, and it is more like a hockey or basketball style where that last shot does need to beat the net. This will be played to the line and scooped up there by North Scott's keeper, Natalie Nepper. The junior rolls it out to the right side. Looking to break up the play there was Allie Seegers, a junior fullback playing the left side. That's headed down by Casey Johnson. And early on in the contest, each team still trying to figure one another out. They'll play a long ball that looks like will stay in bounds, and the Lancers will look to move it up the line. For Waverly-Shell Rock as the 2 seed, they have got quite a winning streak. They started off the season with a 1-0 loss to Dallas Center Grimes. They have not tasted defeat since. In fact, they haven't even tasted a draw. They are on a basically season-long winning streak. Waverly-Shell Rock having won their last 16 in a row. This is thrown into the box and now run onto. Setting up on a left foot and missing on the short side. A good look, a good setup by Waverly-Shell Rock. And unable to drag that back on target was Macy Smith, the senior halfback. 24 goals, 13 assists on the season. And in goals and points, easily leads the squad. Stepping up from her position is Binneman and feeds it up the line. Stromberg with it, switches, was looking for Smith, couldn't find her, instead finds a white jersey, and it'll be poked out of bounds by the Lancers. We'll have a deep throw-in with just about 3 minutes gone by here in the opening half. Thrown well into the box, but headed away from danger, knocked down by Behrens. Behrens stays with it, but it looks like we're going to have a ball touched by a hand. This will be Lancer ball to allow them some space. Smith takes her time backing up. That allows her squad an opportunity to get situated, and now the Lancers bring it up with Arbogast. Has her pocket picked and heading the other way. They'll get it into the feet of Smith. Smith starts to get a head of steam. She's cut off by Casey Johnson. Looking for a centering pass. I believe the intended target was Stromberg, but a sea of white gobble it up. fed by the Lancers Arbogast. One-touch defense by the Gohawks. Nice last-second outstretched foot there to prevent that from being a dangerous centering ball. Goes out of bounds, and the officials confer. It is going to be a Waverly-Shell ball. No. The center linesman is going to overrule the AR had it going the other way. But the center referee disagrees, and we have our first substitution. Substitutions in today's match are brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. So again, Waverly-Shell in the black jerseys with white numerals. In years past, I'd say that would be more of a detriment than it is, and believe me, it's warm as this one is thrown into the box, but there have been broadcasts we've done from this very field where myself, the color commentator, and the producer were absolutely melting. It's a little bit muggy out today, but high's only supposed to reach about 80, which for this time of year could be much worse. There's some contacts coming in. Well fought off. A great battle, and we're going to keep an eye on Georgia Brunken having to have the tough task of guarding Macy Smith. A little bit of contact, but I like the no call there, as those who are tuning in and maybe watching some family members, some friends, aren't as big a soccer fans. You could say rubbing is racing, and certainly soccer is not something where all contact is going to be called. Neither side really gained an advantage. They were just playing physical, aggressive soccer. This is knocked out of bounds by Bella Warm, and the junior halfback will now roll back in just outside the edge of the 18 and look to defend as Waverly-Shell looks to go on the offensive. Thrown in and headed down by Stromberg. Quickly displaced by the Lancers. Played back in Stromberg with a couple of flicks, but loses possession off that last one, and coming onto it is Eva Hulscher, a sophomore fullback. Tripped up, and that might be inadvertent contact. It doesn't matter. There's no intent needed to be figured out there. Certainly an errant leg kind of got a little bit of an advantage there, and because of that, Waverly-Shell now with an opportunity as the Gohawks have a free kick. It's well outside the 18, but they can drum up some problems, and keep an eye on 18, Macy Smith at the back door. She's being guarded by Ellie Scott. The two, it's a left-footed in-swinging attempt, and that was right on target. I thought perhaps you'd see a right-footed shot go across the bow and try to set somebody up at the back door. Instead, they go the aggressive route, and it's a big save by the netminder. The Lancers use the left leg of Kendall Nisley to advance that up the line. They'll now try to set up on the throw-in, and nobody really there. Seegers steps up, the junior fullback, plays it up the line. Up the right channel they go, but can't find anybody on the back end of that pass, and Warm will quickly knock it out of bounds. 32:48 on a running clock. We'll have a throw in. It goes the way of the Lancers. Initially, it looked like they were backing off, thinking it was going to be black ball. Centering pass to Casey Johnson. Johnson knows what to do with it. She quickly feeds it over for McGee. And a centering pass into the box. Intended target there was Ellie Scott. They still have possession of it. This will be popped up to that backside. Headed up. And now trying to come down with it. Punched away by the netminder, who jumps on it just inside the 18. Off of her line is Caitlin Egena, and the sophomore. A 0.235 goals against average. She has surrendered just 3 goals on the season. 1 to Dallas Center Grimes in that 1-0 loss, 1 to Pella in a 3-1 win, and 1 to Xavier in a 2-1 win. Otherwise, her record and that of Waverly-Shell defensively has been unblemished. 70 saves on the season coming into the contest, and I don't think she'll get credited for a save quite yet, but that was a big play early in this one. Obviously, if you're North Scott, you've read the game notes. You know that this team's only tasted defeat once and has only given up 3 goals. Anything you can get going early would be huge momentum. That is a big first step. Can she get to it in time before it gets out of bounds? She does. Initially, as that was played by Brunken, I was afraid that it was one touch too many and was going to go out of bounds. Of course, where we're positioned, don't have the best sight line at that portion of the field and couldn't tell if that was going to perhaps go long. There's some contact, and the official says play on. Not sure if the hand signals got picked up there in the broadcast or not, but that's basically the official saying, hey, we're good here. Let's keep the game moving. Cutting to her left. Now centering pass and had Smith in the back door. It's still alive for a moment. But a great play by Anna Stromberg to set the table just out of the reach of Macy Smith, who is looking for her 25th goal on the campaign. And quarter of a century would have been huge. We will now have a corner kick, which are sponsored by Kruger Seeds. We'll get to that read here in just a moment. Left-footed in-swinging kick coming. Popped up and to the top of the 18, headed out of harm's way by Ellie Scott. Next time you're in need of corn or soybean seed, give your local Kruger Seeds dealer a call. Kruger Seeds, first-class seed, first-name service. Learn more at KrugerSeed.com. That's K-R-U-G-E-R, KrugerSeed.com. Popped up by the last line of defense. That's Lexi Ward getting a noggin on it. It's brought back down to earth, and they try to go with a quick in-step one-touch pass, kind of misses, and at that back line, Bella Warm has been active early. We've seen more of the attacks from Waverly-Shell try to go their left side, but don't discredit what Warm has done sometimes on an off speed or a different look. We have seen the Go Hawks try to go up that right channel, and Bella Warm has been tall to the task every single time. Another substitution, that's an IMT insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Just over 11 scoreless minutes gone by here in the Class 2A 2-seed, 7-seed matchup. North Scott Lancers, the underdog. Waverly-Shell, the favorites. They send one in and up to the feet of Macy Smith. Smith with a big first touch, but she's still able to keep that in possession of Black. A little bit of shoulder contact and just the right amount. Enough to thwart her opponent, not enough to warrant a call. She's able to feed that ahead to Stromberg. And now looking to see, it will be an offensive throw-in for Waverly-Shell. Sometimes early in a contest, you can see a team getting a little bit fooled, not really knowing where the threat's going to come from. This is brought into the box. It was pinballed around off a couple of bodies, and we're going to have another corner kick brought to you by Kruger Seeds. The next time you're in need of corn or soybean seed, give your local Kruger Seeds dealer a call. Kruger Seeds, first-class seed, first-name service. This looks like it'll be taken by Morgan Akey, and she's a left-footed shot. That's out swinging, throws it to the top of the box, flicked, and off the mark. So we will have a goal kick, and we will have another IMT INS insurance substitution. Substitutions in today's match brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. Getting back to that thought, Waverly-Shell, obviously now almost 13 minutes into the game, they've put their cards on the table. You know where they're coming from. They're coming from an attack that is going to be heavily relied on Macy Smith and Anna Stromberg, trying to get some one and dones, trying to get some give and goes. Really, 18 and 10 are going to lead the attack. Now, having withstood that first 13 minutes and change and not given up a goal, you can say, well, North Scott now kind of knows what to expect. That being said, all they would have had to do is check the game notes, check the online stats at Quick Stats Iowa, because you can see that Macy Smith leads the team with 24 goals, Stromberg right behind her with 21, and they have 13 and 12 assists respectively. Also getting involved offensively, Morgan Akey, who we just saw take that corner kick, 16 and 11. Outside of that, the scoring depth drops off substantially. So for North Scott, they've got to be worried about 18, 10, and 2. They've got to like their chances if they can keep those three contained to a minimum. Throw-in is going to come from Stromberg. She's looking for Smith. That is defended well and knocked out of bounds by Casey Johnson. White will then turn around and look to defend. We are going to once again have an IMT insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. And it will just be Waverly-Shell taking advantage of the substitution opportunity. Thrown in and defended well. Played up the right line. And down the line, tracking it down, will be Seegers. That one will go out of bounds. And we'll have a defensive throw-in for the Go-Hawks. Down the line it goes, over the head of Nisley, backed up well by Arbogast. Running onto it was Delaney Fitzgibbon, tried to throw her body into it, it just got over her. Settled down by Solis. Solis tries to go to the outside with Nisley. And again, Johnny on the spot is Arbogast backing up. Now they get it past her, and Stromberg with a quick give and go. Gets it right back to Smith. And needing to make that play was Lexi Ward. Otherwise, Smith has got a clear path to the box. This will be thrown in by Sydney Bieneman. Bieneman over the head of one, knocked down. Will it stay in bounds? It does. Turning up the line is Arbogast. Arbogast just softly placed it out of bounds. She will concede the throw-in to make sure she does not give up a Kruger Seeds corner kick. We're going to have a throw-in deep in North Scott territory. Tossed in by Akey. Knocked down by Smith. Fires up and over the crossbar. She used an 8-iron there. I think if she'd gone with a 5-iron, it would have just gone bar down. And now setting up is the netminder, Natalie Nepper. The junior goaltender has been tested, but credit her Lancer defense, as she's been tested a couple of times, but hasn't had to come up with anything amazing to this point, simply because her team in front of her has done a wonderful job of keeping the Waverly-Shell opportunities to a minimum and to lower percentage opportunities. Guiding that one out of bounds is Bieneman. She just kind of walks that to the line. And again, we will have an IMT insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. 23-10 remaining in a scoreless first half. And the North Scott Lancers in those white jerseys, scarlet numerals on both sides and Lancers written across the nameplate. They go left or right on your screen. The Waverly-Shell Go-Hawks in black jerseys with white numerals, and they go from right to left. This is over the head and out of bounds, as it was Natalie Berman, the junior halfback, looking to make a play. This is thrown ahead, and good pressure there by Smith. She forces Ward to kick that one out of bounds, and quite honestly, over towards us here broadcasting on the sidelines. We'll have a throw-in, and no surprise, it's Bieneman taking the restart. Bieneman with a long toss. Got a little bit of counterclockwise spin to it, and defended well by Hilsenbeck. Reese Hilsenbeck gets that out of harm's way, and now North Scott looking to counter. Up the left wing side, and Fitzgibbon keeps that in play, feeds, I believe that's Solis, the intended target, And we'll have a throw-in on the way. You imagine that both of these teams are going to want to make sure that they keep the IMT-INS insurance substitutions rolling time and time and time again, simply because, yes, not as warm, the sun not as bad as we've seen in state tournaments past, but still going to be a factor. You want to keep your legs refreshed, replenished, and you want to make sure that everybody stays well hydrated. This is up and good for 3 points in football, but not here at the County Soccer Complex. We're going to have a goal kick, and it looks like another substitution will be made, as coming out for North Scott is Eva Holscher. The Go-Hawks put that right to the head of Bullock, brought back down to earth with one touch by Solis. She'll drop that back for Arbogast, and with an attempt of a give and go, they are able to feed that down the line, but unable to catch up with it is Solis. It'll be Waverly-Shell Rock throw-in, but not a bad situation to have the Go-Hawks in, as they were pinned deep. They're able to advance it up the line, played back in deep again by Bullock, and right now it's a game of hot potato. Neither team able to maintain much sustained possession. Looking over her shoulder is Ward. Ward elects to hold on to it to herself. She had the option of going to Nepper, the netminder, but decided better against it. Played up and under the feet of Akey. Akey uses a couple of touches and quickly feeds that over to teammate Baumhover. Down the line they go. Smith gets tangled up. Smith comes away with it and can't pull the trigger at the last minute. She had one to get around and couldn't deal with the second, as that was defended well by Ward. This will surrender another Kruger Seeds corner kick. The next time you're in need of a corn or soybean seed, give your local Kruger Seeds dealer a call. Kruger Seeds, first-class seed, first-name service. Learn more at KrugerSeed.com. This is the third corner of the contest, and once again, it's Akey. Throws it into the box, and firing a shot just misses short side. And the collective sigh of relief there with the North Scott Lancers fan base can rival any of the gusts of winds we've seen thus far. We're in the second half of the first half, and we have another IMT insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. If you're Waverly-Shell Rock, you've got to be happy with the game to this point. You've had some good looks. You've had maintained possession and certainly scoring opportunities. If you're North Scott, despite all that, you've got to be thrilled that this is still a tied affair. They have weathered the storm to this point. Brunken sends it up the line. It pinballs off of a Waverly-Shell Rock player, and a quick exit out of the Go-Hawks end. Trapped down by Arbogast. Arbogast goes with an inside pass, and then swinging it outside is McGee. Bullock keeps that game plan as they go down the line. Brunken up the line, and the Go-Hawks quickly exit the zone, although we're going to have a reset as we have a foul called here, and this is going to be Lancer ball. The center official showing exactly where they want the restart coming from. This is deep enough where this restart likely, or at least could, be thrown into the box, and it is. Looking for a deflection, and instead it is the netminder, Caitlin Egena. Has not been challenged too many times to this point, but has come up big when she has been called upon. A tall netminder. She's going to cover a lot of the upstairs and a lot of the side-to-side. Don't have a rundown on the height of all the players, but she certainly looks north of 6 foot. Waverly-Shell Rock on the counter. Bringing it up, and good job there by Warm to keep her at bay. There's a save made by the netminder, a rebound given up, but Nepper able to get to it in plenty of time because the shot was so far out. Rebound really not the concern of the keeper, as she had plenty of time to pick herself up, collect herself, and collect that ball. That was thied down by Kennedy Thiessen. Running onto it is Berman. Berman pressured, stepping up is Tabitha Skiles. And we're going to have a throw-in. No. That was instead a foul called against Waverly-Shell. That was what I initially thought and should have gone with that read. But where the ball was located, I thought it was out of bounds, and they were just calling for a throw-in. That's what we'll have here, as Arbogast doesn't worry about where that one lands. She's more concerned with turning back and looking to defend. Both sides will use an opportunity here to get fresh bodies onto the pitch with an IMT insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. They'll finally track down that first ball played away, although they're throwing in with a different one. Knocked down by Stromberg, but unable to get to it, and North Scott is able to advance. This is played deep over the head of everybody, and with time is Ward. Ward is going to be pressured by Stromberg. She's able to pull it up. That is chested up, not down, by Skiles, who used the right shoulder blade to kind of pop it up and keep it going. That's a difficult play. Normally you'd think you would hit it back to where it came from. She kept it heading where she wanted it to. Stromberg pressures, and that forces Ward. And you can see the exhaustion on Ward's face as she let that one go, kind of turned around, and her face looked almost as red as the numeral on her chest, as it's been a constant barrage as of late by the Waverly-Shell Rock Gohawks. A turnaround shot by Stromberg, well off the mark, but I spend more time doing play-by-play for hockey than I do for soccer, and the same principle here that Waverly-Shell Rock has been implementing is getting pucks deep, and in hockey making them go the length of the ice. Here, the Gohawks are just thinking, as long as we can keep it down here, not only are we getting scoring opportunities, but we're going to force the Lancers to have to go the full length of the pitch, and that's going to be difficult. Again, another thing that you can work on here, as the two sides have kept the ball mostly down at this end, is a foul called against the Gohawks isn't really going to be that big of a deal. It just simply means the Lancers get an exit. But a foul called against the Lancers, as we have here, sets up a scoring opportunity for the number 2 seed in 2A. This is played into the box, and it's a goal! The netminder got a piece of it, but not enough. She hits it, bar and in. And Waverly-Shell Rock's goal, Morgan Akey with the strike, and we'll take a look at the replay here. Taking time to set up, and the lefty goes upper corner. Netminder got a piece, not enough. Time of the goal, 26 minutes and 6 seconds, and it is going to be Morgan Akey's 17th of the season. And it comes at the most critical juncture of their season thus far. Great look as we took a look at that on the replay, and fantastic camera work as this is played up the line and played out of bounds. Chested down by Hagedorn. And a look at the other end. That's a good response. Even though the Lancers don't get on the board, sometimes after you are withstanding a seemingly unending barrage, you can get a little bit deflated. And it's good to see North Scott quickly getting a look. No, it didn't end up going in the back of the net, but they are able. We've got a stoppage here. And a player coming off for Waverly-Shell Rock looks a little hobbled. We'll keep an eye on that as the restart is touched on by Hulscher. And credit everything there to Nepper. Initially, it looked like Nepper made the save as she punched it into the crossbar, and I thought it had actually bounced out from my angle, but that one ends up hitting twine. We've got some contact, and they're going to say play on. Ward fights off her adversary and is able to win that battle. In that interaction, both Ward and Smith at times were more concerned with each other than the ball. Smith gets some separation, pulls it to her left foot, fires, and doesn't get that shot completely through Warm. That is a grade A scoring chance. If it's not for Bella Warm, who absorbed most of that shot, a blocked shot that then the netminder, Natalie Nepper, was able to scoop up and hold on to. 11:54 left to go in the first half. Waverly-Shell draws first blood, and they will get another restart coming here as soon as we have the IMT insurance substitution. Hey fans, Central College has a tuition price less than $18,600. That means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is now more affordable than ever. Scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu. From that far sideline, and I misspoke, I thought that was going to be black ball, but it was actually a North Scott Lancer restart on the throw-in. Down line it goes, and a little bit of cloud cover, a little bit of a gust coming across and helping pick up. Again, I can't complain. I've been on this very field before, and afterwards looked like a bad wax museum exhibit. And it's warm as we anticipate this time of year, Memorial Day yesterday, this portion of the season. But all in all, perfect conditions for these squads to compete in this Class 2A state quarterfinal matchup. Waverly-Shell, you've got to give them the advantage to this point in the contest in almost every statistical category, including the score. Now they lead 1-0, but North Scott very much in this, and because they have to this point had a defense that has had a bend but not break mentality, they've done a good job of team defense. We saw that moments ago. Bella Warm didn't leave her netminder out to dry. She absorbed most of that shot, and that was the reason the goaltender really wasn't tested on the attempt. Thrown into Stromberg. Stromberg uses her frame to kind of defend that ball, but eventually does lose possession, and the Lancers play it up the line. They're just not able to keep it in bounds. 9:47 left to go in the first half, and stick around. We'll go over this one and bring you any other scores that we can bring to you at the halftime show. This is knocked out of bounds, and we're going to have a Kruger Seeds corner kick. Next time you're in need of corn or soybean seed, give your local Kruger Seeds dealer a call. Kruger Seeds, first-class seed, first name service. Learn more at KrugerSeed.com. That's KRUGER seed.com. Fourth corner kick of the afternoon, and all four of them have been for Waverly-Shell. Two on each side. They'll feed it back to the restarter. An in-swinging attempt into the box, gobbled up by the netminder. Natalie Nepper didn't want to find out where that one was going to end up. She comes off of her line, and it looked like a wide receiver, pulling in a post route to herself. She hits the turf and gets time to reset. Tripped up is Waverly-Shellrock's Morgan Akey. I like the official there almost taking a split second, and from the looks of it, and I could be wrong, but there was a delayed whistle there. It almost looked like he took that extra half second to process the shot, what he just saw transpire in front of him in his mind, and decide, yes, there was enough contact there, yes, an advantage was gained. This is played into the box, but long is the effort that is going to miss on the far side, and we will once again have a goal kick with just over 8 minutes remaining. It's an opportunity for both sides to have an IMT insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. The goaltender, a right-footed keeper, plays that ahead, popped up by Kendall Nisley was looking at the wrong roster for a moment. Tracked down and pressured by Fitzgibbon. This is elevated into the center circle, and bodies bang. Now, there's not going to be a call there because the Waverly-Shell Rock player left her feet, struck the ball, and then at that point made contact. And the ball had already gone by, so there really wasn't much of an advantage there either. Trapped by Solis, centering pass into the box, and handled well by Waverly-Shell Rock. They'll play it up the line. Stromberg deflects that off of Ward, stays with it. It stays in bounds, plays it down the line. And we're going to have a throw-in because before that last ball was played, the AR down the line raises their flag to indicate the entirety of the ball had crossed over the white line. Backing it up is Bieneman. The official lets her know where she can throw that in from. Turning on it is Smith. Smith, guarded by Ward as you'd expect, cuts back. Sets one up, and it is popped up. Great job defending as the goaltender was down and in a tough spot to try to make a save had she been tested, but didn't need to as one of her fullbacks was able to make the clearance. Tracked down by North Scott. They'll come up the left side. 6 minutes left in the half, trying to build some momentum and see if they can't get this thing deadlocked before we head to the half. Down the line it goes on the restart for Waverly-Shell Rock. Warm is there. Out of bounds. And we will once again have an IMT-INS insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. Tossed into Stromberg. She looks to flick it on and ends up missing. Instead, the Lancers are able to exit it. A throw-in, and this will once again be white ball. Giving an option is Bullock as she makes a run. Instead, they elect to go down the line, and this will turn over possession. 5 minutes left to go in our first half. The lone goal is that of Morgan Akey. It came at 26:06, and it came off of a free direct kick up the line. And here's Stromberg. Stromberg cuts towards the net, is met by Warm, fires one up and over the crossbar. And that was one that was not only over the crossbar, but cutting from, as the shooter saw it, near side to far side, opposite for us here broadcasting the game. And it will end up being a goal kick, a shot, but not a shot on goal registered for Anna Stromberg, who came into the contest leading her squad in shots with 105. Macy Smith, second with 83. Morgan Akey with 65. And Akey catching up to the other two in goals. Smith pacing on the way with 24, Stromberg with 21, and Akey with 17, including the lone goal of this match. An elevated high kick plays that ahead. Now it's for Smith. Smith attacked by Ward. Smith fires a left-handed shot and scores! Time of the goal, 26 minutes, 14 seconds. Rather, 36-14. And a wonderful job there by Smith. It's not just the finish, it's the positioning as she fights off Ward. Is able to steady herself. That draws the netminder to her and leaves the whole back half of the net, which is what you need to do as a goaltender. You're okay getting beat there far side. You say, I can't get beat short side. I've got to make her go against the grain and hope that either I can deflect it maybe with a foot or she sends it wide. But you've got to make sure that she doesn't beat you short side. And if she beats you far side, you tip your cap to her. That's a really difficult play because it was from the left foot. So in other words, it was curling away from the net. Here's a quick strike the other way by North Scott both times. We have seen the North Scott Lancers give up a goal. They have responded immediately with a good scoring opportunity. And they've just been unable to find the back of the net. And that was such a great opening pass there to set that up for Smith. 3:05 left to go in the first, and it's now a 2-0 lead for the 2 seed. They'll play it into the feet and turn inside. Couple of quick touches onto Akey, the opening goal scorer. Akey tried to feed that over for Berman, actually ended up stepping over the ball, but good balance there to stay with the play. Sometimes the true test of an athlete is not when things are going well, but having to rely on what you're going to do for plan B or C. There, she tried to make a pass, ended up stepping on the ball, but was still able to keep possession and make a different pass. Pressuring are the Go-Hawks. Withstanding it are the Lancers, played down the line by Kenna McGee, the junior striker. Out of bounds, McGee comes into the contest with 4 goals and 5 assists. We'll have a restart coming from that far side. 2 minutes left on the clock, 2-0. Waverly-Shell Rock on top, thanks to Akey and Smith. Into the box, and no real test there for Nepper. She'll pop it out to center field. A little bit of contact in the back of Nisley, and I think that's a good call. In fact, not really our place to question officials, but because there was a little bit of a delay there, I thought maybe that wasn't going to get called, and that would have raised some eyebrows. But the correct call is made. McGee sends it into the box, and from a tough angle, trying to peel it back is Solis. That's going to go up and over the crossbar and out of play. 75 seconds left to go in the first half. Waverly-Shell Rock trying to get to the half with a commanding 2-0 lead. We all know how big a momentum swings these last-minute goals could be, and the Lancers trying to get off the schneid and trying to get on the scoreboard late and trying to bring some doubt into the head of the Go-Hawks going into the last 40. Played up and over the head of Arbogast. She will now have the restart with 43 seconds left. Down the line it goes, off of a Go-Hawk, and the Lancers will go back and do it again. This time it'll be off the hand of Skiles. Skiles into the box. It hops over one player and run onto by Nisley, defended well. And now looking to dig it out is Kennedy Wykers. Didn't find her for a moment as she's listed as 0 or 13, but a save made by the netminder, Egina. And with 12 seconds left, she'll hold on to it. She will punt this away with about 5 seconds left. And barring anything late, this is how the half should end. 2-0, a long attempt that is up and over, and we have reached the halftime. Waverly-Shell Rock leads by a score of 2-0. Morgan Akey at 26:06 and Macy Smith at 36:14. We will take a break in the action, but we will come back and get into our halftime show. Again, my name is Eric Zamora. We are so glad that you could be a part of our broadcast here of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Girls State Soccer Tournament from County Complex here in Des Moines, Iowa. And we are so glad that you could be a part of this broadcast. We will be back in a matter of moments right here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday.
And we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
It's Fairway family food.
Name one reason more people choose to shop at Fairway.
Lower prices.
Name something that Fairway is famous for.
The best meat in town.
Services!
Don't play games with your food. Shop Fairway for the best meat in town.
With lower prices and higher quality, everyone's a winner at Fairway.
Until next time, this is Fairway Family Food.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
I hear you're looking for a great college where you can get an affordable education. SWIC is the place for you.
I appreciate the personalized teaching.
And I've gotten to meet people from all around the world.
The SWIC student housing is incredible.
I like SWIC's hands-on training.
And I'll start my career in 2 years.
I can schedule my classes online or face-to-face.
SWIC feels like a community, like family,
like home. SWIC is a place for you.
Here in the heartland, at the heart of everything cool, Greater Des Moines is more than its features. It's a feeling. A feeling of discovery and wonder everywhere you turn. Catch what you've been missing. Des Moines, the S's are silent, our city is booming.
Not too bad. How about yourself? And welcome back into the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company, coverage of the 2022 Girls State Soccer Tournament. We are in Class 2A action here this afternoon from Field 6. My name is Eric Zamora. Randy Nielsen, our engineer and producer, and Jose Guzman, our camera operator. And we're going to rely on some of the looks that Jose picked up there in the first half, some great looks. But the Waverly-Shell Rock Go-Hawks lead by a score of 2-0, thanks to a 27th minute goal by Morgan Akey and a 37th minute goal by Macy Smith. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the replay. We're going to start with Akey, a left-footed restart free kick that the netminder gets a piece of, but then it goes bar down and in. And I'll be honest, live, I thought that Nepper had got enough of it to hit the front side of the crossbar, and that was going to leave a rebound that there was going to be a mad dash to, but instead it goes into the back of the net, and the Go-Hawks strike first. Then just about 10 minutes later, in fact, 10 minutes and 8 seconds on the clock, we have a great ball fed ahead to Smith. And again, Smith, if she just worries about getting the shot off, she probably doesn't score there. But she uses her right side of her body legally to defend herself off of Lexi Ward, and Lexi Ward has been one of the most outstanding players for North Scott this afternoon, as she has been really difficult to defend, but Smith does enough there. And we always think about goal scorers as people who are talented with their feet, but it's so much more than that. And there she shows why that upper body is vital, as she's able to almost shield off a player. You see that sometimes in hockey, where a player with their non-stick hand uses that hand and shoulder to defend while they carry the puck. Same kind of idea there. And then again, the finish was fantastic. It's a left-footed shot, and from that side it's more difficult because you could end up hitting it and it curls away and wide long, but she's able to just rip that into the backside the side of the net and puts her squad up by a score of 2-0. And if you are a Waverly-Shell Rock fan, obviously you've got to have a lot of faith because your team has never given up 2 goals in a contest. They come into the matchup today with a record of 16-1. Their one loss was to start the season against Dallas Center Grimes. They gave up a goal in that one, the lone goal of the season. The lone goal of that contest and the first goal of the season, and they have not looked back since. They are riding a 16-game winning streak. Meanwhile, on the other side, North Scott still has a lot to work with here. They've got a record of 12-5. They're the 7 seed, and they are looking for a big half and a big 40 minutes out of their squad in order to advance and move on to the Norwalk Lewis Central winner, which is the 3 and 6 seed. We will take another break, and we'll be back in a matter of moments. You're watching the quarterfinal action of the 2022 Girls State Soccer Tournament on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
I want a drink.
And I want this free. And I want this awesome ATV. I can't get enough
of winning free stuff.
Casey's just gave me these. 'Cause we won the Casey's sweepstakes. The summer of freedom sweepstakes.
Shop with Casey's Rewards for a chance to win free pizza, gas, and getaways all summer long.
We won the Casey's sweepstakes. The summer of freedom sweepstakes.
Sometimes people who seem to know everything.
Dental insurance costs a fortune and it covers nothing.
Don't. For instance, personal plans from Delta Dental cut the cost of many procedures in half. So be careful what you hear.
How important are teeth anyway?
Get the facts. Contact Delta Dental about saving with personal dental plans today.
It's Fairway Family Food.
Name one reason more people choose to shop at Fairway.
Lower prices.
Name something that Fairway is famous for.
The best meat in town.
Services!
Don't play games with your food. Shop Fairway for the best meat in town.
With lower prices and higher quality, everyone's a winner at Fairway.
Until next time, this is Fairway Family Food.
We're here live on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. My name is Eric Zamora, and we are less than 60 seconds away from the restart and the second half of the 2-7 seed matchup. The Waverly-Shell Rock Go-Hawks showing why they are the 2 seed, as they have a 2-0 lead over North Scott. The Waverly-Shell Rock squad has only tasted defeat once, and it was to Dallas Center Grimes, who, understandably, at 19-0 on the season, are the number 1 seed. They're over on field 9 right now, and that's the one field that we can't actually see the scoreboard. But it looks like, and this is all unofficial, but it looks like Lewis Central leads Norwalk by a score of 1-0 with 3 minutes left to go in the half there. Meanwhile, over on field 8, it is Cedar Rapids Xavier. Looks like they lead Spencer by a score of 2-1 with about 30 minutes remaining in regulation. The winner of the Spencer Cedar Rapids Xavier game takes on the winner of the Dallas Center Grimes North Polk game. That will be at 12:30 over on field 9 on Thursday. And the winner of this matchup will stay on this field and will move up 15 minutes in action at 12:45 on Thursday. We are back underway, and the Waverly-Shell Rock Go-Hawks in those black jerseys with white numerals. We switch ends, so they now go from left to right on your screen. A collision there, and both players preparing for the impact, and it looked like they were more concerned with the impact than they were necessarily with the location of the ball. North Scott in those white jerseys with scarlet numerals on both sides, and Lancers written across the nameplate in scarlet as well. The official colors of the North Scott Lancers are scarlet and silver, black and gold, as you wouldn't be too surprised to hear a school in Iowa have their colors when their moniker is the Go-Hawks. Just over a minute gone by here in the second half. We play 40-minute halves, and it is a stop clock, or I should say a clock that you need to beat, a la hockey or basketball at the end of it. It is a running clock other than on goals, or if there is something major that the official stops, such as like an injury stoppage. But for the most part, that clock is just going to keep on rolling throughout the contest. We're going to have a quick start, and a strong gust ends up blowing away some of our notes here, but we'll stay with this all right, as we've got a restart coming up for the Go-Hawks. And played into the box, headed away from danger. And a little bit of contact there in the back as Hagedorn got the elbow up in almost a 90-degree angle, and that's going to be easy for the official to spot. And we will once again do it, this time from a little bit more centered of a spot, and that could cause some more issues for North Scott to defend. That last one was about from the same distance out, but this one much more direct on, and an opportunity for Waverly-Shell to try to add to their lead. Looks like we've got a 5-man wall for the Lancers, as that is 10 out, as close as the official will permit them. It is run onto and instead struck by Akey. So they had a player coming from the opposite side, but it was the second shooter, Akey, with a attempt. It goes up and over the crossbar and off the mark, but it pins the North Scott Lancers deep in their own end. And with 36:55, plenty of time left in this one. Not a time in a juncture in the game for North Scott to hit the panic button, but they do need to start thinking a little more offensively as long as this score remains. Run onto, and that's a good approach of the ball by Hilsenbeck. Too often you see players wait for the ball to come to them. She got aggressive, went to it, and was able to settle it down quicker because of it. A one-touch move by Beckstrom, who then immediately turns upfield and looks for the go and a give and go, but it's broken up by the Lancers. Swinging it outside is Kenna McGee, and they'll attack from the right. Going up the line and jockeying there is Bieneman. She defends well. That's chipped just over the foot of a Go-Hawk and settled down by Knisley. Knisley will go backwards to go forwards as she lays one back for Brunken, who plays it up the right channel. Into the box, settle down, firing a shot, and it's defended off. That may have been the best scoring opportunity we've seen yet out of the Lancers. Casey Johnson denied point-blank range as coming off her line was Egena. It'll settle down, and some contact there. The official says play on. In fact, he may have said there in his mind, Beckstrom has possession. Why would I stop play? Waverly-Shell still has the ball. In fact, that looks like what the indication was is I see the foul, but I'm not going to call it. And that hopefully will dispel any of the fans and any of the players from getting upset at a perceived no call. But in that point, he says the ball's on the possession of 19 in black. The restart would have been for black. Might as well just let them maintain possession. Lindsay Overman, the junior fullback, with an assist on the season. And she kicks that out of bounds. It'll be a restart. 5 minutes gone by here in the second half. And they're going to ask that another throw-in come in because North Scott's Brunken didn't realize that she was supposed to move up substantially from where she was. Usually if it's a foot or two off, the official's not really going to take the time to stop. But there he says, no, young lady, step on up and move it down the line, as that ball went well out of bounds in a advantage to North Scott than where it was taken. There's a left-footed cross, played into the box, but unfortunately for North Scott, nobody there on the receiving end, and that will go harmlessly into the hands of the keeper. She will gather, and she will punt that one away. And again, we talked earlier in the broadcast in the first half about what an advantage it is for the goalkeeper to have the size that she does, although it didn't really factor in on that one, but that's going to allow her to get to some tough and well-struck balls. It's part of the reason that she's put together the campaign that she has. Again, just 3 goals surrendered on the season as North Scott centers this into the box and just over the head of Hilsenbeck. Hilsenbeck will talk it out. Good communication there. Left-footed cross from Nisley at the back door. They can't connect. Attempted target there was Hagedorn. And that scoring opportunity eventually will come to an end as Waverly-Shell is able to get a clearance. Played back in, and that will go over the line. A goal kick, but a good job by North Scott here. In the opening 7 minutes, they've seen more balls down here in the end of the Gohawks than they had through the first 30 minutes of the first half. And the possession percentages are evening out here in this second half, at least early on. That one will skim off of the head of a Lancer player, and the Gohawks coming up the left side. Pressured and defended by Arbogast. She's helped out by Hagedorn, and it stays in play. Knocked out of bounds. Knocked to the sideline, not out. Again, we're broadcasting here on the far side, so sometimes difficult to see exactly the depth of that. Fighting off was Hagedorn, sliding in, gets tangled up, and the official is basically saying here he's going to warn Hattie Hagedorn. And with that indication says, I realize that would be a foul, but if I don't give a card, which in this point he doesn't feel it's warranted, there's no point in calling it. In essence, I'd make her put the ball down and clear it, and instead she could walk it up to the top of the 18 and punt it away. So unless you're going to hand out a card there's a shot smothered by the netminder. It would be to a disadvantage to the team that was fouled to call the foul, and I think that's a good decision by the official all the way around. I also imagine that Hagedorn is going to have a watchful eye on her, and if the official feels that she goes in a little aggressively with a slide on the goalkeeper again, that is when he would book her. 31-30 left to go in regulation, and we have our first IMT Insurance substitution of the half. Substitution in today's match are brought to you by IMS Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. A shot, but right on the goalkeeper. Macy Smith lets that one go with her left foot. She had one in the 37th minute of the contest. That doubled the lead for the Gohawks. Played to the feet of Behrens. Behrens turns it upfield. And that's Baumhover with a little bit of a collision there, but a hard struck ball to Hilsenbeck. Hilsenbeck deflects that to McGee, cutting across Hilsenbeck and defended well by the Gohawks. Pressured is Waverly-Shell Behrens. On a Behrens, still able to make the play and advance the ball. Chipped up the line, and it looks like it will not stay in play. We'll have a throw-in coming and another IMT Insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. At the end of our broadcast, we will have our Casey's Pizza Player of the Game. Chipped around one player, run onto beautifully. The Gohawks have something going here. Coming up the left side, crossed back against the grain, and the netminder comes off her line and is able to defend it. She will scoop that and looks for a clearance. 10.5 gone by here in the second half. touched up the line. And settled down by the Go-Honks. Smith, with a couple of fake moves more than really doing anything, had a couple of intentional steps there to try to get her defender to bite, and credit the Lancers. Smith, a difficult and creative player to defend, and North Scott has kept her relatively at bay, and you say that for a player of her stature, despite the fact that she has a goal and has created so many looks. But quite frankly, it's unrealistic to go in and say, hey, we're just going to make sure that 18 does nothing in the game. This is played back to Overman. Overman plays it up the line. She gave a run for Stromberg, and Stromberg unable to catch up with that one, but knocked out of bounds. I believe it was last touched by Warm. Nope, they're going to say white ball. So pinned deep in their own territory. And Georgia Brunken on the restart. Brunken goes down the line as you'd expect, especially as deep as they are. And stepping up to the ball are the Go-Honks, as we have an IMT Insurance substitution. With it is Lindsay Overman. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. IMT Insurance sponsoring all of our substitutions throughout the tournament. This is headed well out of play as Brunken punches that one free with her forehead, and she will now turn and look to defend. Waverly-Shell, with 13 minutes gone by in the half, would love to get another one here as it's thrown into Stromberg, and Anna Stromberg, spinning around, lost it for a moment while trying to relocate it. But if you're the Go-Honks, you've got to be thrilled with, even if you're not scoring here, just keeping it in North Scott territory as much as possible. Because right now, the Lancers' opponent is the clock as much as it is the Go-Honks. They trail 2-0, and 26:40 remains in regulation. Stepping up and a quick exit by Overman. The junior one-touch right foot clearance. Played out of bounds by the Lancers. And we'll have a restart coming from the far sideline. Bieneman, as soon as the IMT Insurance substitution is complete. Randy Nielsen, our engineer and producer for this broadcast. Jose Guzman, our camera operator. My name's Eric Zamora, providing the play-by-play. I'll be on the next call on Field 6 here, as we'll switch classes. But continue on, as that is a 3 o'clock game with West Des Moines Valley taking on Muscatine in Class 3A. Or excuse me, Dowling Catholic and Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln. Held onto by the netminder. 25-25 left in regulation, and looking for a clearance is Egina. Right-footed punt, and running onto it was Akey, trying to deflect it, and I'm not being able to get there in time. It bounced once and popped over her head. Left-footed play by Stromberg to advance it for Akey, trying to play it into her path. Ward, it looks like they will say no. Rather last touched by Waverly-Shell, and that was rather just some players for Waverly-Shell hoping that that ball was going to go the other way. Hey fans, Central College has a tuition price less than $18,600. That means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is now more affordable than ever. And scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu. That pops up over everybody. And now running on with the Lancers, coming up the right wing side. Slowed down, but staying with it is Fitzgibbon. She'll lay it off for Knisley. Knisley brings it to the corner, defended well. It's a throw-in, not a Kruger Seeds corner kick, and that's a big difference here for the Lancers. I believe this is Skiles on the restart. With the smaller numeral, the only thing visible, but we've seen her take a number of throw-ins. And I believe I picked out that hairstyle correctly. Into the box, some contact, and we're going to have a handball called and a penalty shot. 23:27 on the clock. And it looks like this is Knisley who's going to take it. Right-footed shot. Struck and in! And North Scott breathes life into their season. Trailing 2-0, they've cut the deficit in half. 16:33. The time of the half, or 56:33 on the contest, and North Scott brings it within one. A well-struck ball that the netminder had absolutely no chance at. It didn't hit off the goalpost, but got about as close to the goalpost without making contact as it could. And you can say maybe if a ball is hit there, but hit softly enough, that was well struck off of Knisley, who, by the way, listed in the program as Kendall Knisley, but I thought I heard a number of players. That's what it was, is I heard people yelling, "Let's go Caitlin," but it was for the netminder, not the striker. And now, again, Kendall Knisley with her 13th goal of the season moments ago. She'll get an opportunity to put this one into the box and see if the Lancers can't stun the Gohawks with back-to-back goals. A 57th minute goal for Knisley. She's set. That goes low off the back of the one-man wall, out of bounds, and it's going to be black ball. 22:15 left in regulation. And again, that comes into play late in the game, unlike the European style where you have stoppage time and they won't stop the game on an attack. Here, you've got to beat the clock. This is played deep and run onto by Ward. Ward moves it up the line. Meanwhile, keep in mind, this is a situation that the Gohawks don't find themselves in often. Chipped away at the last second. Running onto it was Fitzgibbon, and Overman surrenders a Kruger Seeds corner kick by kicking that away at the last second. The next time you're in need of corn or soybean seed, give your local Kruger Seeds dealer a call. Kruger Seeds, first-class seed. First name service. Learn more at KrugerSeed.com. That's KRUGER seed.com. And all 4 Kruger Seed corner kicks in the first half were for Waverly-Shell Rock. This is the first of the game for North Scott. Into the box. Flicked on. Brought back down. That was flicked to the feet of Skiles. They'll play it back into the box. Defended out. Kicked out by Ward. It pinballs and heads all the way down. Talking it out is Brunken. She'll get to it in plenty of time. Couple of taps up the line, and instead of trying to go with a long home run pass, goes with a safe one. They go a triangle as Knisley feeds it back to Brunken out of bounds, and we'll have a restart here. 38 seconds shy of the halfway point of the second half. Down the line goes Overman. Deflects, and backing up are the North Scott Lancers. The officials working out where the throw-in will take place. Overman back at it. Again, pushes the pace. Warm leads into some contact there with Stromberg. She gives up some size to her, but not giving up any feistiness. And if this were a football game, fourth quarter just got underway. 19:58 left to go in regulation. Thrown into the box, and they'll talk it out. Ward will allow her netminder, Nepper, to come up with it. Nepper came into the contest with 17 goals allowed, 123 saves, a 1.115 goals against average. Keep in mind, Waverly-Shell finds themselves in unfamiliar territory, and that's with anything but a 0 up on the scoreboard for their opponents. They've only given up 4 goals on the season. This is played, and a left-footed cross, trying to find somebody at the back door, was Hilsenbeck. Popped up and over by Tabitha Skiles. The GoHawks have only given up 4 goals on the season, have only given up a goal in 4 games, so that means they have yet to surrender multiple goals in a game, and that is exactly what North Scott will require in order to advance. We have another IMT Insurance substitution, and we are set. Goal kick and a restart coming from Waverly-Shell. They go up the line and trapped down, flicked on by Fitzgibbon, unable to hold on to possession. She is pressuring Behrens. Behrens still able to make the clearance, sent right back in by the Lancers. Going back outside with it is Skiles. Pulling that down is Hilsenbeck, and defended well by the GoHawks. Action has certainly shifted toward this end of the field as of late. And it's funny because action was all on this end of the first half, but that was because the teams were going opposite ends. Waverly-Shell had all the pressure, all the momentum in the first half, and it has switched here in the second. Looking to slide it over to the right side, in doing so is Brooklyn Bullock. That one will roll out of bounds. We'll have a restart, and it will be Waverly-Shell ball. They'll slow things down here and catch their breath. Sydney Bieneman, a freshman and a fullback, but still has 3 goals on the 2022 season. Tangled up, fighting for space. Both sides, like children in the back seat of a car, pointing that it was the other one's fault, or in this case, the other one to last touch it. And the officials say this is black ball. Waverly-Shell in the black jerseys with white numerals, black shorts with white stripe and black socks, and they're going left to right on your screen, and the shot of Jose Guzman. In white are the North Scott Lancers, white shorts, white socks, and scarlet letters on each side with scarlet Lancers across the back nameplate. 16:55 left to go in regulation. 2-1. Waverly-Shell clinging to a first half lead. They got a 27th minute and a 37th minute goal in the first half from Morgan Akey and Macy Smith, respectfully. And for the North Scott Lancers, a 57th minute goal. And that came from the foot of Kendall Nisley. We're going to have a corner kick thanks to Kruger Seeds. The next time you're in need of corn or soybean seed, give your local Kruger Seeds dealer a call. Kruger Seeds, first-class seed, first-name service. Learn more at KrugerSeed.com. Into the box and knocked down. Struck and just missing. A little premature celebrations from some Waverly-Shell fans who thought that one was going to find the back side of the net, but it just whistles wide. However, we have another Kruger Seed corner kick. And for Waverly-Shell, they had 4 in the first half, had none until a moment ago, and now they've got back-to-back here with about 24 minutes gone by. To the back post, flicked on, and now tracking it down will be Bieneman. Bieneman feeds it backwards for Seegers. Seegers pressured, and the Lancers looking to transition and quickly. Should point out that despite the fact that this game has 3 goals, only one of them have been a live ball. 2 of them were off of free kicks. Staying with it. And a shot blocked. Looking to throw that on net was Hilsenbeck, and instead, shin guard stop by the Waverly-Shell Rock defense. Played up the line, losing her footing was Baumhover, and she pops herself right back up. 15 minutes left to go. 2-1. Waverly-Shell Rock trying to advance to the semifinals on Thursday, and not without a fight from North Scott. Up the line and quickly sent right back out by Brunken. Lancers go inside to the feet of Knisley, their goal scorer. Knisley surveys, peels it back with the outside of her right foot, and that shot is deflected out of bounds. Anna Behrens, or Annika rather, got in the way of that shot, and we will have an IMT insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. From the far sideline, Lancers get it to the feet of Knisley. She plays it up the line, and it goes over the touchline. Last played by White. We will have a goal kick. The Waverly-Shell Rock squad at this point in no hurry when the ball goes out of play to get it back into the field of play. Exact opposite for the Lancers. They want as much time and as many opportunities to try to get this playing field leveled off. 13:22 on a clock that, if you're a GoHawk fan, seems like it can't be going any slower. If you're a Lancer supporter, it seems like it is dwindling away at a rapid pace. Turning the corner was Arbogast. She had her pocket picked, but the official says thanks to a foul, and so this will be Lancer ball. Over on field 7, we see a changing of the score. Earlier, it looked like Lewis Central had a 1-0 lead. Now Norwalk on top by a score at 2-1. This is played up the line by Stromberg. Defended by Ward. She'll peel it out. Ward has her pocket picked by Smith. Smith cuts back inside. The two fighting. Ward comes away with it. A great defensive play. Physical, but not to the point where the official needs to blow the play dead. And Ward has been absolutely invaluable. A foul that's going to be called against the Lancers. But to finish that thought, Ward is certainly throwing herself and her name in the ring for that KC's Player of the Game award. Over on field 8, it looks like Cedar Rapids Xavier has expanded their lead over Spencer to a score of 3-1, and that one getting close to an ending. Here, up the line, a clearance, and now a counterattack. Lancers coming up the line is Hilsenbeck. Hilsenbeck will slow things down. Surveys her options. Left-footed pass into the feet of Knisley. Knisley fights off some contact. Knisley has a couple of players coming back to her, and she goes back to Hilsenbeck. Hilsenbeck turns, fires off the mark. That misses on the far side, and we will have a restart coming in lieu of a goal kick on the way. Again, winner of this contest moves on to the semifinals back here at Field 6 on Thursday, 12:45 the start. Norwalk or Lewis Central, the 3 seed or the 6 seed, will be the opponent. We have a true bracket format at this point in the tournament. In other words, it is not the highest remaining seed taking on the lowest remaining seed. If there are any upsets, that does not affect the bracket. So the winner of this, which is the 2 and 7 seed, takes on the winner of the 3 and the 6 seed, regardless of what happens in any of the games. 10:35 when we have a restart thrown in, tracked down by North Scott's Arbogast. Bailey Arbogast turns it upfield. Touched on. Knisley trying to create some separation. Right-footed shot, and diving over, sliding down to her knees to make the stop is GoHawk netminder Caitlin Egena. She will take her time, survey the field, walk it to the edge of the 18, and punt it to midfield. On one hop, it's deflected on by Stromberg. The last line of the defense of the Lancers quickly plays it up the line. Trying to send it outside was Akey. That deflects. And then deflected out of bounds by Natalie Berman. This is an easy call for the officials. It will be GoHawk throw-in with 9:40 left to go in the second half. Down the line it goes. Popped up. Hit a second time. That was back-to-back Lancer players, Casey Johnson and Bailey Arbogast, that got a head on it, unable to keep it in play. And again, the GoHawks have no reason to push the tempo. They'll throw it in. Ward with a clearance up to Nisley. That one kind of curled away from her. Settling it down. The GoHawks with a big clearance. Coming up the line. And Brunken loses possession. Staying with it is Gabby Baumhover. And she draws contact and a foul. We'll have a restart coming up with a free kick. 8:40 left to go in the second. It's going to be Allie Seegers, the junior fullback. A goal and 2 assists on 5 shots on the year. Big-footed clearance, and that will send it down the line and keep the game plan going for Waverly-Shell Rock. They just want to get that ball deep, and in an ideal world for them, Caitlin Egena, their goaltender, doesn't see another shot in regulation. I don't know how realistic that is, as with 8 minutes, now less than that on the clock, we are going to see the North Scott side throw the proverbial kitchen sink at him. One touch by Nisley. She continues the run as she fed that over for Fitzgibbon. With a ton of speed coming in and a big step up there by Bieneman. Bieneman comes up with the ball. With 7.5 minutes to go, Lancers were cooking with spices there, and Bieneman stops that attempt dead in its tracks. Countering the other way, the GoHawks keep it going. Tangled up at the feet are Smith. She gets a shot on, scooped up by Nepper, and she quickly surveys the field and wants to get it back into play. Trapped down by Hilsenbeck. Up the right side. Tangled up there is Addie Jewell. Jewell stays with it, plays it up the line. Nobody on the receiving end, and Lexi Ward will occupy a ball that was left for her and her alone. Up the right side, picked off. The GoHawks start heading towards that net once again. This is deflected a couple of times, and a collision. Looks like both players braced there for the worst of it, and we still haven't seen Nisley get back up. Kendall Nisley still on the turf, and the ball out of bounds. There'll be a discussion, and the stop clock will be activated for an injury here with 6 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in regulation. The two sides will converge and talk this over. Meanwhile, again, this gives us an opportunity to take a look at what else is going on in Class 2A. This was the third game to get underway. Over on Field 8, Cedar Rapids Xavier and Spencer look like they have needed extra time. And over on Field 7, It is Norwalk with a 2-1 lead with 18:40 left to go in regulation. Meanwhile, the Lancer player and goal scorer, Kendall Nisley, being helped off the field. And certainly for the Lancers and head coach Dion Ayers, that is a big loss just now, and particularly if they're not able to get 17 back on the pitch in the next 6 minutes. For Waverly-Shell Rock, they are coached by Scott Shera. We are still in a stopped clock before the restart. Throw in for the Go Hawks. And clock rolls on down the line, and it goes out of bounds. It went inbounds, then out of bounds. Had that one never gone inbounds, they would have asked the thrower to do it again, but a gust of wind must have sent it back out. Stepping up with a poke is Gracie Aben. She'll now retreat as the Lancers attack. Akey uses her left foot to play it out of bounds. 5:35 to go. Lancers float that one, and looking to flick it on was Bullock. Played deep, and now Warm will run onto it. Warm with a little bit of a collision there. Warm, the last to touch it, Anna Stromberg presenting enough of a threat to force her to shove it out of bounds. 5:10 left to go. 2-1. Waverly-Shell Rock holding on to the slimmest of leads. The margin for error razor thin here on this Tuesday afternoon. And this is going to be a restart in Lancer ball. They'll waste no time. They'll play it up the field. Headed back down. Slowed down by Akey. She's got a goal in the contest. It started the scoring for this one at 26:06. Macy Smith added a goal at 36:14. It's the difference in the game right now because Kendall Nisley at 56:33 cut it to a 2-1 affair. They go right up the middle with that restart, and Akey pops this one up, and it has to be punched away by the netminder at the last moment. So as harmless as it seemed that shot was from as far out, Akey looking like a rocket, just one-touch strike, and gets a perfect location for where it landed and the bounce. It forces the goaltender, Nepper, to just punch it away, and she seeds a Krieger seeds corner kick. Next time you're in need of corn or soybean seed, give your local Kruger Seeds dealer a call. Kruger Seeds, first-class seed, first-name service. Learn more at KrugerSeed.com. That's KRUGER seed.com. As you can imagine, again, Waverly-Shell Rock in no rush to get this back in play. We're going to have a throw-in going for the Lancers. Waverly-Shell Rock had 4 corners kicks awarded to them in the first half, 3 in the second. North Scott has had 2 in the game, both coming in the last 40. 3:05 left to go. Tensions starting to mount here for North Scott. They'll play it up, but Overman will just slap it right back down the line. And despite that, Waverly-Shell Rock is still playing up quite a bit. They feel that the best defense is a good offense and good pressure. Think of it as a full court press. The Lancers coming up the right wing side. Stripped away by Akey, and she turns it back upfield. She'll play it into no man's land, and the goalkeeper, Natalie Nepper, the junior, punches it up the line, but out of bounds. It's going to be Waverly-Shell Rock ball, and as we know, they're in no hurry to get this back into the field of play. 2:15 left to go. Down the line, trapped there, played up, stays in for a moment. but watching that one to the line is Allie Seegers. She'll take a throw-in. And we've reached the 2-minute warning, but with no stoppage. Down the line to Macy Smith. Smith, guarded by Warm. Warm picks her pocket, comes up with it, and turns it upfield. That's skimmed on and played out of bounds. A quick play by Gabby Baumhover. 95 seconds left in regulation and in the game if the Lancers can't find the back of the net. Up the line and to Fitzgibbon. It'll be once again Lancer ball. They've got to press the pace. Skiles looking to restart. It's a combination of you want to be quick, but you also don't want to ruin any chances. There's a ball fed to the feet of Ward and defended well by the Go-Hawks. 65 seconds left. They'll look to switch fields. Coming across, Lancers set the table. They'll swing it to the left side. One touched on by Hilsenbeck. Centering pass. Hilsenbeck back with it. Hilsenbeck cuts to the outside. Looking for a pullback to get it to her dominant foot. Right-footed cross! And can't find anyone at the back end. Running onto it and unable to get there in time. 34 seconds left. We'll have a goal kick and perhaps one last opportunity for the Lancers. They'll play it up and it will be played back in. It looks like this is going to be Allie Seegers. 20 seconds left. The official calls for it to be played in. It is. Skips over the head and now Smith. Smith running up the left wing side. 10 seconds left. Smith cuts, waits, pulls it to her right foot, now to her left, fires off the crossbar and out. But time will expire. Smith looked like she had put an exclamation point on the game. She'll have to settle for an ellipsis, and she will settle for our Casey's player of the game for Waverly-Shell Rock, number 18, Macy Smith. It wasn't just the goal, which, by the way, ends up being the game-winning goal in the 37th minute, and it wasn't just the fact that she nearly had one in the closing seconds, but really, I think that her persistent pressure on North Scott really took a lot out of them. They had to spend so much time and effort defending 18, keeping an eye on her at all times, and she was really the straw that stirred the drink for Waverly-Shell Rock and ends up as our Casey's player of the game. You're watching the 2022 Iowa Girls State Soccer Tournament on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. And in quarterfinal action, Waverly-Shell Rock advances past North Scott by a score of 2-1. They will move on to play Thursday at 12:45 back here on Field 6 versus the winner of the Norwalk-Lewis Central game. And then we are going to take a listen in to the awards presentation here at County Soccer Complex.
Please direct your attention to the field for the awards presentation. In addition to receiving medallions, every player will receive a commemorative soccer ball and bag tag provided by Iowa Farm Bureau, title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Presenting awards representing the Girls Union is Jason Esslinger, Assistant Director and Soccer Administrator. Congratulations to head coach Deanne Ayers and the Lancers from North Scott, on an outstanding 2022 soccer season. And Waverly-Shell fans, your team advances to the Class 2A semifinals at 12:45 p.m. Thursday, June 2nd on Field 6 against the winner of Norwalk Lewis Central. Thanks for attending today. Safe travels.
A final here from Field 6. Waverly-Shell defeats North Scott by a score of 2-1 in the Class 2A quarterfinal, and will move on to take on either Norwalk or Lewis Central. We will take a quick break in action, and we will be back to wrap up this presentation of the Girls State Tournament on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
Community protectors. And clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators.
friends and neighbors.
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
Behind your everyday.
And we are
Obsessively.
Relentlessly.
At your service.
I hear you're looking for a great college where you can get an affordable education. SWIC is the place for you.
I appreciate the personalized attention.
And I've gotten to meet people from all around the world.
The SWIC student housing is incredible.
I like SWIC's hands-on training.
And I'll start my career in 2 years.
I can schedule my classes online or face-to-face.
SWIC feels like a community, like family,
like home. SWIC is the place for you.
And thank you again for tuning in to the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy, for this quarterfinal matchup of the 2022 Girls State Soccer Tournament. My name is Eric Zamora, and we just saw Waverly-Shell advance with the victory. They are 17-1 on the year. They have won 17 in a row. It will take 19 to take a state championship, and it very well could take a victory over DCG, the only squad that has defeated them to this point. With the loss, North Scott falls to 12-6 on the year. A number of girls from both sides, particularly Waverly-Shell, threw their hat in the ring for the Casey's Player of the Game. In the end, we went with senior halfback number 18, Macy Smith. She scored her 25th goal of the season to go along with 13 assists. It ended up being the game winner in the 37th minute of action. And again, she was persistent, precocious, and really kept her foot on the gas pedal the entire game. Great pushback by North Scott in the second half to get oh so close, but Waverly-Shell advances to the semifinal Thursday versus Norwalk or Lewis Central, and at this point it looks like that will be a date with the 3-seed Norwalk. For myself, for our camera operator Jose Guzman, our engineer and producer Randy Nielsen, we thank you for watching our live coverage of the 2022 Girls State Soccer Tournament, presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.